16 schools in Virginia are now under investigation for failing to give students their National Merit Scholarship Awards, which are a big deal. They can open a lot of doors academically and get you late at math camp. The Republican governor there called it a maniacal focus on equal outcomes for all students at all costs. You may not like him, but that accusation strikes a lot of people as true. And this is a bad issue for Democrats, because most Americans seem to agree. If they're on an airplane, they want a cockpit that looks like America. But they'd also like someone up there who knows how to fly.
Bill Maher is back, and this time he's torching Hollywood's Nepo Babies. The late-night icon didn't hold back as he ripped into the privileged sons and daughters of Tinseltown royalty, mocking their tired claims of working hard for their fame. Maher acknowledged that a few may put in the effort, but let's be real, when your last name opens doors faster than talent ever could, you're not exactly struggling like the average American. Hollywood's elite offspring just got a brutal reality check, and Maher's the one handing out the lesson. Grab a seat, this roast is sizzling.
You've been telling me, Bill, you have to do something on Nepo Babies. Shut up, I don't have to. But okay, here it is. And if you haven't heard the term yet, here's a brief montage of all the Nepo Babies in the acting profession, beginning with Douglas Fairbanks Jr. That's right, their moms and dads were all stars too. It doesn't make them bad people or untalented. In fact, some Nepo Babies did very well in their first big roles. But let's also admit that they weren't the only ones who could have done it. But when it's between a few good people and one of them is going to get you this kind of publicity, who do you think is going to get the part? So enjoy the good life, Nepos. Just don't say you didn't have a huge advantage.
Exactly, that's what I've always believed. Hollywood's Nepo Babies love to act like they've had no special treatment. But let's be honest, we all know better. As Bill Maher perfectly put it, when a Nepo Baby and a hardworking unknown have the same level of talent, it's obvious who gets the part, and it's not the one juggling rent and student loans. These star kids don't just walk into auditions. They own the room before they even step inside. Why? Because their last names are box office bait. Slap a familiar surname on a movie poster, and you've got instant buzz, free PR, and guaranteed clicks. It's not merit, it's marketing magic wearing a work ethic mask. So while they complain about working twice as hard, the truth is they started the race halfway up the ladder. Hollywood loves to sell the myth of meritocracy, but Maher just tore that fantasy apart.
It didn't matter that much who your parents were, or it just got my foot in the door. This is business. Getting your foot in the door is 80% of it. Yes, there are difficult roles that require acting only the great ones can do, but most acting, please, Vin Diesel can do it. Bodybuilders can do it. Children can do it. Steven Seagal can do it. I did it.
I had no idea Bill Maher ever acted in a movie, but the man delivers his point with precision. Most Nepo Babies aren't completely talentless. Some can act, sure, but they're nowhere near the legends who clawed their way up from nothing. Their skills are passable, but without those famous last names stamped on their resumes. Would Hollywood even pick up their calls? Highly unlikely. If their parents were regular 9-to-5ers, most of these so-called rising stars would still be waiting tables instead of strutting down red carpets. It's not that they don't work, it's that the system is built to catch them when they stumble. Maher's point cuts deep in an industry built on illusion, and the biggest illusion of all is that fame plays fair. Nepo Babies didn't climb the ladder. They were born at the top.
But ETV is acting like you didn't know that glass of wine was going to get thrown in your face. This is one reason why of the top-rated telecasts on television, sports last year accounted for 94 of the top 100, because it is the last refuge of meritocracy in America. Show business is full of Nepo Babies, politics is full of Nepo Babies, even modeling, which used to require the integrity to find a freakishly perfect 14-year-old in a small Slovenian village, has fallen to nepotism.
Exactly, Hollywood doesn't have a monopoly on Nepo Babies. Politics is packed with them too. Sure, a few political heirs genuinely uphold their family legacies with real skill, but many, especially on the Democratic side, seem more focused on staying woke than actually leading. Take Gavin Newsom, for example. He may not fit the classic Nepo Baby mold, but let's not kid ourselves. His career didn't start from scratch. with billionaire Gordon Getty as his godfather and Nancy Pelosi as his aunt by marriage. Newsom's path through California politics was anything but ordinary. When your inner circle includes one of America's most powerful families, doors don't just open, they fly off the hinges. Maher's jab cuts deep because it exposes a truth bigger than Hollywood. Inherited privilege runs just as strong in Washington, where connections often matter more than competence.
Sports, there are no Nepo babies. There are the sons and daughters of former players, but it's not why they play. Layla Ali didn't knock out 21 opponents by smacking them with her birth certificate. Sports is the last place where it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, just what you do. No one gets hired either because it would make the team look like America or because their rich white daddy pulled strings. I don't trust the government, media, churches, judges, juries, banks, Jiffy Lube, or anyone on a dating app. Anyone on a dating app covering their chin with their hand. But I do trust that the 450 players in the NBA are the absolute best 450 players the teams could find anywhere in the world.
That's spot on. Sports is one of the few places where nepotism simply doesn't work. You either have the skill or you don't know amount of family wealth. Political influence or famous last name can save you once the game begins. The field, the court, the ring, there, the great equalizers. Miss your mark, and you're out. Simple as that. It's a lesson politics could desperately use. Unlike sports, political power affects real lives, economies, and futures, yet we keep handing it to people because of their last name, not their merit. Imagine if politicians had to earn their place like athletes do through talent, discipline, and performance. No dynasties, no inherited titles, just results. Politics shouldn't be a family tradition. It should be a test of true capability.
The fact that this kid's future in the NBA is not assured. In fact, it's the opposite of assured. That's very assuring to me. Everyone wants to see LeBron James' son play on the same team with his father. There hasn't been a feel-good story that feel-good since Macaulay Culkin escaped from Neverland. But just because we want to see it is not going to make it happen. Only Bronny James himself can do that. Doc Rivers' kid plays, but not because his father played, and so it's a great story. In sports, they don't tell each other stories.
That's exactly what America needs and deserves. Not just athletes who perform, but politicians who actually deliver. We expect excellence from our sports heroes. It's time we demand the same from our leaders. Yet instead of focusing on competence and results, today's political class seems obsessed with buzzwords, diversity, equality, inclusion. Noble ideas in theory, but too often reduced to empty slogans. What once stood for unity and fairness has been twisted into a checklist for tokenism and political theater. It's no longer about who's best suited for the job, it's about who fits the narrative. America doesn't need box checkers or virtue signals. It needs leaders who can lead, solve real problems, and earn respect the same way champions do, through results, not rhetoric.
That's why sports looks to me, at least on TV, like a place that has really good race relations. I mean, where else do you see a grown black man crying over his white coworker?
Maybe that's exactly why the far left is so eager to inject politics into sports, because it remains one of the few institutions that still embodies what America truly stands for. Unity through diversity and merit through hard work. Sports prove that greatness isn't defined by race, color, or background, but by discipline, dedication, and performance. On the field, everyone follows the same rules, and the scoreboard doesn't care about your identity, only your results. Inclusivity is important, but fairness matters too. If transgender athletes want to compete, then create a separate category where everyone can participate without compromising equality. Sports should stay the one arena where merit, not ideology or political pressure, determines who truly wins.
Field or court, it's just about who can get me the ball, who can score for our team when we need it. They earn each other's respect, and the love follows. So why does America have that in sports, something that is, after all, just a diversion, but not for stuff that really matters? 42% of private colleges admit applicants based almost entirely on the fact that their parents are alumni. You get in if you work hard and your dad bought a building. These are called legacy admissions, although I will also accept entitled.
And that's exactly why America's education system feels so diluted today, because merit has taken a backseat to politics and privilege. Getting into top universities is no longer just about intelligence, effort, or achievement. It's about checking the right boxes. On one side, day-driven admissions can place identity over academic excellence, while on the other, legacy admissions hand out golden tickets to the children of alumni. Different rules, same problem, both reward status instead of skill. The outcome, a generation less focused on excellence and more on optics. The country that once defined meritocracy is now prioritizing image over ability. And it's showing in innovation, in productivity, and in leadership. It's time to restore integrity to education and let talent, not titles or tokens, lead the way once again.
Also must be said that in the interest of righting historical wrongs and evening out our despicable past, the concept of merit itself is now under attack everywhere but in sports. Instead of getting the kids who lag behind up to the higher standards, schools all over are eliminating honors classes. 80% of four-year colleges no longer require any standardized test for admissions. San Francisco's top-rated Lowell High School replaced merit-based admissions with a lottery in 2021, and the result was a threefold increase in D's and F's. Turns out getting rid of merit admissions just made kids feel worse about themselves, and that's what Instagram is for.
Exactly. What began as a well-intentioned idea has spiraled into a bureaucratic mess that values identity over intellect. The outcome, lower standards, fractured campuses, and a generation more invested in activism than achievement. It's time to return to a culture where success is earned through effort and ability, not handed out through political favoritism. If America wants to restore its legacy of excellence, merit has to matter more than messaging.
These 16 schools in Virginia are now under investigation for failing to give students their National Merit Scholarship Awards, which are a big deal. They can open a lot of doors academically and get you late at math camp. The Republican governor there called it a maniacal focus on equal outcomes for all students at all costs. You may not like him, but that accusation strikes a lot of people as true. And this is a bad issue for Democrats, because most Americans seem to agree. If they're on an airplane, they want a cockpit that looks like America. But they'd also like someone up there who knows how to fly.
In the end, Bill Maher's takedown of Hollywood's Nepo Babies goes far beyond celebrity gossip. It's a reflection of America itself. From entertainment to politics to education, entitlement has become the new epidemic. Whether it's star kids landing roles they didn't earn, politicians coasting on family names, or students slipping into elite schools through day or legacy admissions, the message is the same. Merit has lost its value. Maher's rant isn't just comedy, it's a wake-up call. America became great because it celebrated talent, hard work, and perseverance, not privilege or identity. The moment we started trading excellence for optics, we began losing that edge. But there's still hope. If we can restore meritocracy in our sports, classrooms, and government, we can reclaim what made this country truly exceptional, the belief that success must be earned, not inherited. And that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.